Alright, let's talk about the game. But I first just want to have my jacket ready just in case I start feeling cold. You know? That's what happens when you lose weight. Stop being cold blooded. Okay, so I last spoke about GTA Vice City. I think I should wear my glasses. Where are the glasses so far? Okay, I know you're wondering why is she just wearing spectacles? They're not. They're blue light glasses. And just Google what blue light glasses do. And you'll understand. So, okay. GTA Vice City. Okay, my face looks red when I get into the sun. So, what I would like to say about the game, is before I actually got into it, the way I found it was my dad had just gotten he had his computer come to the house. So like he wasn't using it anymore, so he put it in my room and he's like, "Do I want it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd like it." So I was happy to have a computer in the room, and it was those box computers. But I mean, in those days, a computer was computer was a computer, man. It was good. So what I remember was I thought, okay, now I'll be able to, I don't know, play music on the computer, and they used to have this theme that like you could have different themes, and when you play, like I used to like this like these balls that were basically cycling together. Like I just used to love that thing, like that picture when the music plays. Like it basically, whatever beat the music makes, the rhythm basically from the music would vibrate off of that, but also because it's moving in this motion, the circular motion. It just was so nice. And then there was also like I think stars, and then there's like this one, that whole, you know how guys, please don't judge me, but in the hospitals, I forgot, when you're on like when they read your blood pressure, that line, yeah, that there's those also that there were other things, but I used to like that, those indondons, those globes. So that is why I was happy, but also I could also play games, but the games that the computer came with were really whack, so I really ended up not liking that. But the music part was that was genius. Where is she going? Does she see the time? That ain't my problem. So, into and I born now. Just checking to make sure. What I saw one time. So my brother had this period where he would come back with games. Like he initially would ask me like, "Can I please put this game on?" Don't. I'm like, "Okay, no, fine." And then there'd be times where I'd be gone. Like he was in primary, I was in high school, so during the week I'm gone to school, and then I come back on weekends if I don't have sports or anything going on that weekend. So when I get back, open the turn on the computer. It greets you the way the old computers used to greet you, and you're met by that beautiful green pasture. That we all remember the old HP. It's proper. So I noticed this new icon. I remember letting one slide, so I saw that one because I was like, okay, that one I remember, the first one. And the second one, I'm like, what the hell is this? So then I decided to go to my documents and go into the specific folder that the files were in. So I see the first one, I just didn't like it. I still remember it was some truck game, truck something. And I was just like, hey, I don't know, deleted it. And like, I left the first one, but then he added like more truck games. I'm thinking, why are there so many truck games? And I was like, no, delete. And then there was this one that I almost deleted. It was GTA. I'd heard about it, and not even in depth, but I'd heard about it. Like I think I'd heard my brother talk about it. I definitely heard him speak about it, and his friends. I'd heard friends, people in jail at school. So I was like, this game, something was just like, just let this one slide. It's like, okay, fine. And in that moment, I was like, let me just see how it works. So I double tap, double click on the mouse, and it just Siyabonga! 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 Wait. Okay, I'm trying to be fast. Just saw someone I recognize. Okay, so eventually I realized that the game's not gonna open unless I press something. So I started pressing on all keys, and then I think I pressed either space or enter. But those two keys would basically start it. It loaded and then began. So then there's start, options, and quit, I think. But there were three options, so then you go to start game, and then the mission starts. So I'm not gonna start all the way from that point because that game is long. So let me get to the point where now I've gotten the hang of the game, and you know, kind of I'm not professional. I'm not really there, but I'm comfortable now. So I'll do missions, and I wasn't bad, to be honest with you. It wasn't a thing where, have you ever watched someone play GTA and you want to help them, but you understand that for them to master this, they have to do it. And it's just, it was never like that necessarily. Because even when I watch people at that stage, I'd feel like, oh my goodness, I wish I could help you. But I spent so much time on it. I remember I used to sleep pretty late because of that game. So when I do missions, sometimes the missions wouldn't work out, and that's how I then get into taxis. But I think the taxi thing, I saw the taxi by mistake, the whole taxi mission thing by mistake. It was you know when you have these timed missions, and you have to use a specific car, and then the car blows up or something, then you have to use something else. I think it was one of those things where the taxi was the next car. So I hijacked, got into the car, and drove. And when you get into the car, it tells you to turn on to activate the mission. You have to press I think it was also enter, I can't remember. Anyways, if you get in, it'll tell you what to do. So once I would finish the missions, I then thought, can we go to the taxis and see what I could do there. So initially I started with the yellow taxis because the white taxis were really on the other island. So I started with the yellow taxis, and those were slow. Yo, they were slow, and then they looked ugly. Yo, those things, they just were too many things. There were too many things wrong with it. So Galantuga, Dandandaqhela apho, I got used to it there. Sorry. And yeah, I started realizing that I could make a lot of money from this. But I didn't think of it like that. I just realized that, okay, even if I'm not doing anything, at least I'll gain some amount of money here. And initially I thought, man, it won't even be that much money. You know, you can look at your stats. I forgot where. I think you go to options and then you go to stats. Bruh, the amount of money I have made from driving. Get away from me. From driving. I hope that. Yeah. So it was a lot of money. And then when I got the Peugeot, when I found that Peugeot, that white Peugeot taxi, that was the game changer. That's where things flourished. So that game was it was awesome. Like whether I was doing a mission, like proper missions or taxi missions, I just always made sure I had some kind of money. But also I'd like, there are many cheats you can enable. So you have this cheat where you can go into water with the car. Some you can go in, but that's just not fun. So I used to like going onto the water, like instead of going from like using the road. Sometimes driving like from like driving and then getting into the water and then getting onto the island, like it's a lot faster. Like that way of transportation is a lot quicker than, yeah. And flying with the car is just, no, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. So yeah, I got into that quite quickly. So as time progressed, I realized that okay, these games, these missions aren't hard, but you shouldn't look at them as not. I mean, are hard, but you shouldn't look at them that way. They're not so hard that they like some do kind of make you angry, but they're not that bad. So what would happen would be if that didn't work out, I then do the missions. But then I soon realized that persisting, like even if you fail, just do it again and do it again and do it again until you do it. Sometimes it takes days, it takes hours actually, days, but you basically will manage eventually. So playing that game, man, showed me a lot because it actually coincides with business. In fact, that is business. I just didn't realize it at that time. It only made sense at the end when I now had acquired all these assets, when I had all these luxuries. And I thought, my goodness, wow, I would have never thought that I'd get to this. And that's sort of thing where as you're playing, you're thinking, I'm gonna get to this, I'm gonna get to this. You just play. So now, years down the line, when you look back, you think, God damn it, I almost deleted this game. And you think, had I would have missed out so much. And you don't even see it that way until you actually play it. I don't know if other people have noticed, the people who play GTA, but there's so much value in that game. So I look a mess. The hair, my goodness. So I remember when I started getting assets that basically like had money coming from them. Like outside the building, you have like like a point where there's money, and it fills up to a certain point. I think there's 8,000. There's I forgot the amount. So I just remember the 8,000. So it fills up to that point, and it stays there. So from playing it so long, from how long I've been playing it, I knew how long it took for them all to fill up. So I normally would start at the docks, make my way to Sunshine Autos, and then go to I forgot that other one. I think it was Paintworks or something. But it's by I don't even know it's around there. But it's next to a place. It's near a place where I get my. I used to have the store. I'd get my tracksuit at. In fact, it's a gun store. I forgot what they're called, ignition stores, whatever. And then the next was the Kaufman Taxi, like KAUF Man Taxi. There was money there too. And then I drive by that curve and then go to that stop, go onto the highway, and then go past the Harley Davidson, the bike store, and then there was no. I don't think there was there. No, there was nothing that side. Can't believe there was nothing there. Then I'd go up the bridge. Oh, and then there was this productions place. It also started making money for me. And then once you get onto that other, now you're on the other island. Now you're going to, you're first at North Beach. This is Miami. We're by North Beach. North Beach didn't have anything. I had a property up there. There was no money there. Yeah, you go down. No money there. That's one down that road was where I used to get my Bugattis for free. And then there's that house near the hospital. I don't think it had money. It didn't have money. And then there's that other one. Did it have money? No, it didn't. That one is near the garage. And then you go down, go past the golf course, go to junction. Is that a T junction? It's just a weird angled junction. And then drive down, you leave the golf club behind you. You drive straight to the T junction, and then you go that way. And then there's these little apartments, and then there's a construction site, and then the one that I bombed. Did I get money that side? I can't think of another property. And then there was that place, didn't have money there. By Malibu Club. No money there. Yeah, no. Now I've jumped the street like far. Okay, so fine. Now we're at South Beach. Let's come back. South Beach now. That side. There's no money there. Around. Had a place there. I had some hotel and there was a garage where I had my Bugatti. There was no money there. There was Marina. No. South Beach had no money, bro. Now that I think about it. Anywho, the point is, I had money coming from the other businesses, which was quite a lot, and it helped me get to the point that I was at. So I'm wasting a lot of time. Sorry, it's just I had to see it in my mind. But let's talk about seeing it in your mind. You know, when I would lose, when I played for the second time or the third time, even if I failed a lot of times, I just keep on thinking about that moment when I do win, when I finally do win. And I guess I could say it pushes you, but you have to understand a lot of life is a mental game. So you have to learn how your mind works and how you have to learn how to communicate with your mind. You need to understand yourself to that extent. So I was actually quite calm about it, but I remember I'd always just see to my mind and I could just see it and just see myself winning and just getting to the next level. I don't even know what the next level is, but I can't need to get past this level. Then you find the next one's harder, but because you failed so much, honey, you'll be fine when that happens. So, what's my granny? So, um, the same applies with life. As much as right now, I don't have this success. I don't have this business yet. In fact, I don't have the business yet. I don't have the apartment yet. Let's start with just the things I'm gonna need initially. I don't have the loan. I don't have the business. I don't have my apartment yet. I claim it. It's mine. But you've got to see it in your mind for yourself before anyone else does. So I saw it in the game, and I'll see it even now. Even with the other things I've done in my life, such as my modeling, my sports, I saw it for myself before it actually happened. Not because I'm better than anyone, but because you have to see it for yourself before anyone does. Straight up. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to really know how to push yourself without people. And yeah. So I might not have the business, I might not have the loan, I might not have my space yet, but it's coming. It's coming. And you gotta be enthusiastic about it. In fact, you become enthusiastic after after you've done it for some years. You become really, you become jovial. Is it jovial? Guys, English is a little, like that's not my first. Actually, it kind of is. Either way, once that's done, then what comes next is I want to get into real estate. Now I'm not gonna go out and do that traditionally. I'm going to have basically a real estate company. Basically, I'm gonna buy their property that they're offering as an apartment and basically make money with that. So I'm gonna make sure that happens so that there's some amount of money coming through me. Not even some amount of money flows into my bank account. In fact, flows to me. Then, if I can, I want to. What the hell? Sorry. I want to also. I wrote it down. There's a lot of stuff I want to get into. But the very first. Oh, and stocks. Yes. So, it's real estate and stocks. Those are the first two things I want to start putting money in, so that it's not just in the bank, because I'm not gonna break it down. Banks, just banks are banks. Banks are banks. I'm just gonna say that banks are banks. So, my business, real estate, and stocks. And once I've generated enough money to afford a car, that's the most important thing for me to get first. The car, and buy it whole. Buy it with the full amount, or at least half. The most is 12. No, 12 months is a lot. No, whole or half. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be okay staying in my apartment and work my way with the other stocks. I mean the other assets that I've attained. Wait for them to basically grow to a point where I can now get a house. But I really want to have double that amount, so that it needs to be a lot more than just the amount for the house, because you're gonna go broke if you just buy it once you have the amount. So that's the plan, and I'm gonna make it happen. You watch. Goodbye.